So, hello once again. I am Viraj Bhardwaj, the host of this Cosmos Chat podcast, and today with me is Aaryan Bora, and who is another founder of Helix Space Organization, as we all know. So, first of all, I want to know more about Aaryan Bora. So, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello everyone, myself Aaryan Bora. I'm founder of Helix Space Organization. I work at NASA as citizen scientist. I'm an aspiring astronaut and aerospace engineer. I'm 16-year-old rocketeer and innovation engineer studying in 12th grade.
Great. And he's also an Elon Musk fan. I must say
Yeah.
because I just assumed it. So today we are going to talk about moon colonization. The moon colonization. We know it's really difficult to colonize any moon or somewhat we can say Mars too, because all the things are not just made for us, and we have to just terraform it using many ways. Dangers will come, obstacles will come, but we have to try if we are going to colonize the moon. So first of all, Aryan, I want to know how you got your interest in space and astronomy.
Okay, it's an amazing story about how small thing can shape your future. So, like, I was in fifth grade when I enrolled in a new school. We had a book of science. It was my first time seeing a science book. I opened it, went through pages, looked at different illustrations, and I saw a picture of Mangalyaan, which is a orbiter of Mars, and there was a picture of Mars beside it. I was like, what is this? I went to my teacher and asked him, what is this red ball and this weird looking machine? And he replied me that it's another world like planet Earth, and it is millions of kilometers away, and that machine is called satellite. It travels in space, and it went to Mars to make new discoveries. After that answer, the engine of my question started. I asked him a lot of questions. I started doing a lot of research and learned new things from the internet, and that's how I got interested in space and astronomy, basically.
That's really awesome. And my story is something like that. If my father told me about Apollo missions and about Neil Armstrong, that how they landed on moon. I think I was also in, I think, um, third or fourth grade, and then as you all know, like as you know, a news came at that time, around that time, that about we can say uh, yes, Enceladus, the moon of Saturn.
Exactly.
Yes, Saturn. So when the news came around that time, so I just my father told me about it, and because of all those things like the Apollo missions and this new news of Enceladus, my interest in astronomy like evolved, and
Yes,
then
yes,
it evolved, and yes, and then I I am here talking to you or talking to awesome people like you. So it clearly shows that how small things can change your life, as you said.
yeah,
And now we can start our topic of the moon colonization.
yeah, sure.
So first of all, Aryan, I want to know that what do you think about the moon, and also, do you think going to moon is a good idea? If yes, then why? And also, how how going to moon can benefit us, uh, because whenever we are doing something, there should be some beneficial benefits of it. And like people ask there are some people now that thinks or that just raise some questions that why we are going to space and why we are going to all of them.
Yeah.
There are many issues here on earth, many environmental issues, many other issues like that. So why we are going to space? So a question like that also applies here, that how going to Mars can benefit the humans, can benefit us humans here on earth.
Okay, we all know that moon has been the most fascinating and interesting heavenly body since the beginning of humanity. So, like in late 1960s, NASA landed humans on moon for the first time. it was a giant leap of humanity. Later, we sent like 10 other people on moon too. But it's been more than 5 decades since we went to moon. We already have studied moon enough, like we have moon rocks and many other things. We know almost everything about moon now. But is that worth going to moon again when we already know almost everything about it? Well, the answer is yes. It is because the technology is being developed and we do have enough resources to go moon again. We can conduct many more experiments. There are and there and collect a lot of new samples too. But that's not the main reason behind going moon again. Like Artemis program in 2025, NASA, SpaceX, and many other space agencies are looking forward to send humans to Mars also. So like the main reason behind sending humans to moon is like like Mars is the next giant leap of humanity, and NASA and others have developed new technology, spacesuits, new tools, new spacecrafts, habitats, and etc., which we are going to use on Mars. So to test them, and practice living on other planets, we are going to moon again. If we talk about benefits, well, there are there will be a lot of benefits to humanity. For example, we'll test all the new tools, spacecrafts, and space suits on moon, which we are going to use on Mars. Living on moon will train astronauts to live on Mars because conditions on Mars and moon are similar. Like less gravity, no magnetic field, less temperature. Um, Also, we can perform more new scientific experiments with the new technology, which we could which we couldn't do last time, and many more. And the thing is, like you said, some people argue that when we have a lot of problems on Earth, why we should go on, why we should spend money on space. So the thing is, like, normal people don't know how much space exploration benefits normal people too. Like, we have satellites, we have different type of things which are related to aerospace agency. We spend a lot of money in that, and after that those things works. And also, like, we have billions of dollars, like trillions of dollars of funding to work on Earth. Okay, like, for example, US government, they spend like most of their money in army and uh, in social work, and making Earth a better place. But like, you will be surprised that less than 1% money, like it is like 0.4% or something, it goes to NASA only. It's just 0.4 or something. So what is wrong in what is wrong spending like 0.4% or a small amount of money in space exploration? If, because we all know, it is line in Star Trek as well, that space is the final frontier and Earth is not forever. You also know, like, it is going to destroy, like, even if we stop pollution or something, it is going to destroy after some million years because of sun. So yeah, I think it is worth researching in space and also going to moon.
You're absolutely right. Because going to space is something that is really important for humans. If we say from different viewpoints, like it can help us know about our body. Because if we are going to space, so we are noticing all the changes which are happening to our bodies, and
Yeah,
through that we can improve our healthcare system. Then we can protect our planet and our environment too. And going to space was something that made us, just enlightened us that
yeah,
the environment, the trees, and all the things here on Earth are really, really rare in the whole universe. And if we talk about moon, so yes, we are going back to the moon, and most probably the Artemis one is going to launch in August 2022. So I'm really excited for that. And
exactly. Yeah, I think the manned Artemis mission is postponed to 2025 because of some
huh,
budget issue.
I think so, because I the last news I got was that It's going to be in August, but I think that it should, like, it could be postponed. And yes, yesterday I also 2 days ago I read something that China released the most detailed map of moons, and it completes completely, it's the most detailed map. So all the things clearly shows that we are we still have our interest in moon, because we
Yes,
in the Apollo mission, we didn't explore the moon completely. There were
exactly,
there were many things, a lot of things which we didn't explore, and this time we are going to do it. And if we are going to colonize Mars too, then moon could be really really helpful and beneficial in
exactly.
that process.
We can practice on moon how to stay on
Huh.
Mars.
Yes, absolutely. So, going to space and going to moon is a really good idea, and I liked it, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah,
So now let's get to the core topic, that how can we colonize the moon, like what are the various ways we can use. There are many hypothetical, you can say, theories and experiments which could be performed to colonize on moons, like the dome, the glass dome and all the thing. But yes, what are some, some theories, some hypothetical experiments and all that can help us colonize the moon, and what will be the dangers and obstacles that will come in the way, and also if we have any ways to tackle them.
well, colonizing moon, it's a really interesting idea, and apparently, space agencies don't have any plans to colonize moon, but they have plans to go colonize Mars, like SpaceX. But if we decide to do that, if we decide to colonize moon, then there will be a lot of dangers and obstacles we will need to face. For example, oxygen, habitat, power generation, life support systems, and many more. But we can tackle most of these problems by choosing right destination on moon. I'm talking about poles of moon. We know there is a frozen water and a lot of craters on moon. So if we decide to make a colony on poles of moon, then it will be easier than other locations of moon because of water. Like water, uh, we have water on poles. If you settle there, then we can use that water for life support system, to create oxygen for breathing and for combustion in rocket. uh, we can use that water to power our trip back to earth as well. Also, by separating hydrogen and oxygen atoms from water, we can use them as fuel and oxidizer. Since we have been using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen for powering rocket engines like RS-25 of Rocketdyne, um, we can use it for generating energy also. So, like, another important benefit we have on poles, which is craters. Uh, the icy craters, the ice is stored in those craters of moon, and that's why the sunlight cannot vaporize it. Like the temperature on moon in the daytime is like 150 degrees Celsius, but still the water presence there in ice form. It's because of craters. So, like, like, sunlight cannot vaporize water which is in craters. So uh, you know by having colony in icy craters, we can have protection from harmful solar radiation and heat, and also there will be a lot of benefits we will get if we start colony on poles of moons, other than any other places on moon. Suppose we if we start our colony somewhere else in the moon, for example, Sea of Tranquility, where the Apollo 11 mission landed. If we decide to start a colony there, then it is a nightmare. Like, there will be like 150 degrees Celsius of heat there. Like, we can tackle that heat, but we don't have, literally we have nothing, just soil and rocks, and we cannot generate any kind of fuel, any kind of energy out of it. We cannot generate any kind of thing which can support the life or power the rocket. So I think poles are the best destination on moon to start a colony.
It was really amazing, and As you say, it's difficult to colonize moon. There are many ways which are just proposed and high, but we haven't tried it. And yes, like currently all the space agencies and scientists too are really focused on the colonization of Mars, not moon. But there was a time in 1960s when NASA was really interested in moon. But
Yes,
anyways, moon colonization could also be a good idea. But yes, Mars is somewhat really similar, and I think
exactly.
more easy for us to colonize than moon.
Exactly.
But
I
yes,
mean, it is because if you think technically, like Venus, it is like impossible thing to colonize there because of the high temperature. Also, Mercury, like you also know, like we cannot colonize Mercury. And Earth, we are already on Earth, but remaining other planets like Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, and other planets, they all are gas giants. So the only rocky planet which is remaining is Mars, of course. So like, so Mars is the only destination where we can go by our current technology. Yes, we can go there, but the challenge is to bring astronauts back. So that's the thing.
yes, absolutely. And Mars is somewhat similar to Earth too. That's why
Yes,
it's a good idea. It's a good plan. There are some moons like our moon too, and some moons of Jupiter and Saturn. But it's really, really far. It's very hard to just reach there. So we can't even
yes,
just imagine. Of course, you just imagine the terraformation today. And if we talk about our moon, then moon colonization is somewhat economically feasible, but it's not it's not such a good idea because
yeah,
there are many challenges in comparison to Mars. So it was good,
exactly.
but huh. Then can we know about because moon is something that has a really historic connection with humans, like even
Yes,
our mythology says, like if it personally talk about the Hindu mythology, then I I don't know whether I can say, like they are they are really well built. Like they have positioned all the planets, we can say, apart from the last gas giants, all those planets in a well ordered form.
yeah,
That sun is the main and all the no just
exactly.
all the, we can say, planets including our moon. We
Yeah,
say them grand in Hindi. So
like it's
that's
it's
all the
it's
thing.
because like according to my knowledge, like it was because the last gas giant, it is not visible by our eyes, okay? So it is not at all visible by naked eyes. uh, so like they just plot out all the planets they saw, but still doing that is not a easy thing. It is really fascinating. It kind of helped humanity to learn more and more about that. So like they already noted down all the seven planets. I don't know like how they found Mercury or something because it is very tiny, but still it is a ridiculous work.
Yes, and at that time we had nothing, no
Yes,
technologies, nothing else. But
even no
they did a great
telescopes.
job. They were no telescopes too, so they did a great job. We must appreciate it. And yes, it clearly shows that the whole mythology, our whole Indian mythology, and not only the Indians, but almost
Egyptian,
all the mythologies, Egyptians too, and Mayans and all the
exactly.
Mesopotamian. So they it clearly shows, their works clearly shows that they had no interest in what is out there, like what it includes and what are what it includes and what is there in the space. So it's a good idea. And I would know, like moon has also a good connections with our modern history, the
Hmm.
NASA, and there are many. So
Yep.
we would love to know about the history of moon in connection of humans, and also if we can know that how it formed and its evolution, because there's a main theory which says that an asteroid just hit
Yeah.
the earth and it formed a
Yes. Yes.
giant rock, and which we are calling the moon. So we would love to know about it in detail. Can you please elaborate the whole topic?
Yeah. Sure. Uh, it will be great to elaborate it. So there are a lot of hypotheses, as you said, like about formation of moon. So there are three main theories and hypotheses about formation of moon. The formation of moon is also quite interesting. Like scientists are still unsure as to how the moon formed, but here are three best bets, I guess. Like giant impact hypothesis. So the hypothesis you said about it is called giant impact hypothesis. The giant impact hypothesis suggests that the moon formed when an object smashed into early Earth, like uh, like the other planets. Earth formed from a leftover cloud of dust and gas orbiting the young sun. The early solar system was a violent place. Okay, so and number of bodies were created that never made it to fully planetary status. So one of these could have crashed into Earth not long after the young planet was created, and after that all the debris start orbiting the main planet, and gravity just uh, gravity just turned that into a moon. So that is also one hypothesis. And like in giant impact hypothesis, that object also have a name called thi. Okay, thi. So like that is the Mars sized body collided with Earth, throwing vaporized chunks of the young planet's crust into space. Gravity bound the ejected particles together and creating a moon that is the largest in the solar system in relation to its host planets. Um, this sort of formation would explain why the moon is made up of uh, lighter elements, making it less dense than Earth. Okay, so the material that formed it came from the crust, while leaving planet's rocky core untouched. Okay, the as the material drew together around what was left of Thea's core, it would have centered near Earth's elliptical plane, the path that sun travels through the sky, which is where the moon orbits today. And the second theory is called co-formation theory. Okay, so the co-formation theory says like moons can also form at the same time as their parent planet. Under such an explanation, gravity would have caused material in the early solar system to draw together at the same time as gravity bounds particles. Okay, like together to form Earth. Um, I think such a moon would have a very similar composition to Earth, to our planet, and or any other planet. Okay, so and would explain moon's present location. However, I think although Earth and the moon share much of same material, okay, the moon is much less dense than our planet, which would likely not be the case if both started with the same heavy elements at their core. So I don't think co-formation theory makes sense to me, like because the material should be same, but the moon is little lighter than planet Earth. And there is third one. There is a last theory called capture theory. Okay, capture theory. Perhaps capture theory says like perhaps Earth's gravity snagged a passing body. Okay, as happened with other moons in our solar system, such as Martian moon, Phobos, and Deimos. Under the capture theory, a rocky body found elsewhere in the solar system could have been drawn into orbit of Earth. The capture theory would explain the differences in the composition of Earth and its moon. However, such orbiters are often oddly shaped. Rather than being spherical bodies like Moon, their path don't tend to line up with the elliptic of the parent planet. Also, unlike the Moon. So, all the three theories have some. All the three theories have some kind of great idea of how the Moon could have formed, but every idea of have some issues, like also the capture theory pointed have a issue that like if it was a capture, then how the material is very similar. And co-formation theory, that makes no sense because the density of both bodies. And so the most promising hypothesis we have is giant impact hypothesis, which says Thea, which is like Mars-sized object collided with Earth, early Earth, that created Moon. So like it's quite interesting how the formation happened, and yeah, that's all about it.
Yes, absolutely. We can't, just ignore all other hypotheses too. Like that's really well, because you took all those three hypotheses with you and then explained it here, and it's great because I can understand. Because if you don't know, I am writing a book on, we can say, ETs, and I want to, just write all those things in an interesting way about
That's great.
extraterrestrial life. Yeah,
Wow.
because like the history too, and what the ancient people do. Like I'm writing this, and when I came across the Fermi paradox, and then when I found many hypotheses, and every hypothesis, everything had their own opinions, had their own views. So we
Exactly.
can't neglect all other views, and I really
No.
appreciate this thing.
Yes, we cannot neglect them at all. Like if something makes sense, like every hypothesis makes sense, like every hypothesis makes sense. But like, we need some kind of proof to agree with that hypothesis, and also we need some kind of proof to disprove it. So like yeah, that's why I love hypothesis. It's kind of a mystery to us. So yeah, I agree with you. And I will be waiting for your book, honestly.
Thanks for that. And let's move to the next question. And so, like we all are excited about the Artemis program because we are going again to the moon. And this time, a female astronaut is also going to the moon, and
Yeah.
we, like, many things are going to be happen with experiments and all the other things, and this could help us. Like they are, because NASA, I think, is going to moon to try their experiments and to know more about the atmosphere and all those things, all those composition and all, and it's
Yeah.
going to be great. I am really
Yes.
excited about it. And as you know, like we are in the organizations too, so the members of our organizations are also excited. Means everyone, like everyone in the science community is really excited for the Artemis program because we are going to again to the moon. And
Yes, exactly.
just just wanted to know what are your views about this Artemis program. What do you think could be the main aim of it, or all other things that
Well,
is popping up in your mind?
well, actually, Artemis program. I'm badly waiting for Artemis program to start. Like Artemis astronauts are currently under training, but this time NASA have international partners to go moon again, like CSA, ESA, JAXA, and etc. Unlike NASA in 1960s. So. Uh, I'm really excited to see SLS rocket carrying astronauts back to the moon again. And also, like about Artemis program, I just have few words for it. Like uh, it's going to be a real fun. Like last time in 1960s, we were unfortunate enough to see. We were unfortunate we couldn't see Neil Armstrong stepping on moon, but this time we'll we'll see a great astronaut stepping on moon again, and probably a female astronaut for the first time. And as you mentioned, like it's going to be a great journey. Yeah, that's it. Like Artemis is kind of base of our Martian missions. Artemis is nothing but training to live, how to live on Mars. It is all about training to train astronauts how to live on other planets. So also NASA also declared that. So that's going to be amazing thing. Like I would like to see new rovers and habitats which will be created on Mars. Also, there is going to be some kind of space station orbiting around Moon. I'm unsure about that because NASA recently said, like not recently, but few months ago said like uh, there can be a possible space station revolving around Moon. So like spacecrafts can dock to that. There will be extra fuel for them to go back and all the stuff. So like I don't know what's going to come on, but everything is going to be a lot of fun, and the science community is going to be in heaven.
Absolutely right. And like the future of like going to Mars is not easy. We have, as you said, it's like a
Yes.
training for all those astronauts, and I also agree with you because the the science fiction movies like Martian and Interstellar is yet to come. That future is not so much we can say near to us, but yes,
Yes.
if we are going to just progress because we are humans and we don't stop anytime. And
Yep.
in the last, I just like it's a typical question. So just want to know about the future of what do you think about the future of moon and humanity? Because just imagining the future, just imagining what is going to be happen there is really really amazing. So just wanted to know your views about it.
All right. Well, I think in future, I think it will be quite amazing to see humanity colonize Moon and Mars. I think it's going to be amazing and adventurous journey. But like what I honestly think is like we are going to be more focused on colonizing Mars than Moon. Moon will be just a training camp for astronauts who are going to Mars in few years. So uh, that's all I can say, because like Mars is the final frontier of us. We are going there for learning how to live on other planets, and like lot of space agencies are more focused on Mars than Moon. So like also you said about Martian movie. Like in Martian we saw like they have Hermes, which is a huge spacecraft which carry astronauts to Mars. So like I did a small calculation a few years ago. Like if you want to go Mars, like a single astronaut will need 13,000 liters of water just to drink, just to survive, even if that person drink less water. So there is going to be we'll need lot of resources to live on Mars. Like it is like the journey won't be smaller than 3 years, because like more than half year we it will take to reach Mars. We'll have to stay at least half or 1 year there, and then coming back is another challenge. So like it will, I think, probably take us like 10 to 15 years in order to achieve that thing, even if we work with our current technology. But if the technology increases, then we cannot predict the future completely. Elon Musk says like the best way to predict future is working on it. So that's what I think. Like the more we work towards that, the more better idea we can get of future. But currently I have idea that the Mars will take us 10 to 15 years. So that's all I think about future of humanity for now. The near future of humanity, the far future, it is more interesting.
Absolutely, because maybe moon's future is not so it will not be so much exciting, but yes, the humanity is not going to be stopped, and
Yes.
we are going to move forward. We are going to move forward, and just making new technologies like Tony Stark and all the things. Yes, and
Yes.
I it was one of the best meeting I ever had, and I think I like it. This was the meeting in which I spoke the most in comparison to my other videos because
Thank you so much.
that this is the topic, and you were just taking up the topics in between, and I just wanted to interact with you and did it, and I'm really happy to just. And in the last I want to say just one thing, that one of my, you can say, friend, or we can say we can say him a friend. Uh, his name is Nathan Price, and he is a Spartan flight controller at NASA. And currently, he's working. You can say something really weird, but it clearly shows his passion towards the moon. So he is if you, I think you may know about it. Is his YouTube channel named The Gadget Net is, like every day he is having a meet with anyone. No, not necessarily if it not necessarily from people from science background, but but also from non-science background too. And he used to have meet with them. And yes, he used to have meet with them and discuss about the future of moon. And
Wow.
he will do so till the Artemis 1 will launch. And he's doing a great job. And I would love, if you will go there, if you will have a meet with him to, and will help him in his project, in his new
Yeah.
initiative.
Sure.
Because
It will
every day
be.
he wants,
It
I
will
will.
be a. It will be a huge pleasure for me to help him to work in that thing. Like that is my goal. That I, I'm born for exploring space. That's all. So like I will definitely like to help him into that. And also, like I would like to say a few words to the Cosmos chat. Um, Honestly, I went through like literally every single podcast of yours, and I just learned a lot of new things, like also from Anushka Sharad and Yoav Greenberg and many other speakers. And it was like you are doing a really great work, Viraj, like by making podcasts related to space science and etc. It is kind of making science more interesting for common people as well. This podcast are really fascinating, and those who wants to learn something can also learn out of this. And thank you so much for making such a amazing podcast, and I've been your big fan.
Nothing like that, man. You are also doing a great job. And a new project is going, and a new initiative is going to be launched today. Sorry, like this video is going to be uploaded next week. So I think the audience like already got that new initiative. And the initiative is going to be launched, I think, on the 10th June or 11th June, tomorrow. Because we don't
Yes.
we are not supposed to about that. And you may be thinking that what it is and what are the things that then you will know about it, I think, today or tomorrow. And it's going to be great. We are just making this podcast at a next level and it's going to be
Yes.
great. And I think the listeners who are listening it have already know about, are already aware about that. Because it's kind of time travel for them. Because the
Yeah.
video, this podcast is going to be, just uploaded the next week. And let's end the whole thing here. I really enjoyed this talk. And
I also
really
enjoyed this
thank
talk,
you.
and thank you for inviting me for this amazing podcast.
And thanks Arjun for accepting the offer. And for accepting the invitation, and just coming on the podcast and giving us a whole valuable knowledge.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to share knowledge.